So I went to, like I said, I went to the rally today. When I say I went to the rally, I walked the rally. And I shouldn't even walk the rally. I walked from my office to where the rally was. Talking about President Trump's 2020 kickoff. It was actually a longer walk than I thought it was going to be, because though it's a straight line that had some roads closed off even for pedestrians, and you had to snake around. So walked all the way around, got to where you could see the line was starting to form, much like a Disney line, kind of weaving back and forth. And past that into the parking lot was a crowd with a stage. And I've got some video. I'll probably drop it right here. There's a lot of people there. And then it was so hot, and I was on jeans, and I wore my Harley shirt to kind of blend in as much as I could, and then turned around and left. My observation was, it's a diverse crowd. Saw a guy wearing a They Might Be Giants t-shirt, so right, and then another girl wearing his name is Seth Rich t-shirt. I thought was kind of interesting to see too. And t-shirt vendors and hat vendors, as far as the eye could see. Capitalism, all over the place, which God bless them. I mean, they want to earn the money. I don't know how they can make money though, because there are so many vendors, and not even hardly. Well, I guess they were sales, right? People were making sales, but I probably counted, I don't know, 50, 60 vendors for the crowd. There were groups there that Blacks for Trump were there, and I got some pictures of them as well, or some video.
That is until the day that my producer happened to thumb through the pages of my notebook.
Plenty of diversity in the crowd, plenty of rebel flags, and people who were obviously very patriotic. And I'm a patriotic guy myself. I completely get that. I guess what still leaves me it still gives me pause, all this stuff, is this grand, I just don't want to turn into a blind following of the Republican Party or any one person. I just don't think that's wise for us to get that enraptured in following a cult of personality. Yes, I want the government to do the right things, and yes, I think some of the policies, again, the idea of getting peace with North Korea is a huge thing for me. I'm just so against us going into unnecessary wars, and I feel like the wars we've been doing recently have been unnecessary. So I'm supportive of the things that this administration has done. The closing down of all the child trafficking networks, huge deal for me. I know a lot of people will have we could have an argument about we could have a discussion about immigration, but I look at it this way. There are low-skilled American citizens who are trying to make ends meet, right? When you bring in illegals, I'm not saying immigration. I worked with a lot of foreign nationals, and I thought they're all amazing people, great friends, and hardworking people, and all that stuff, smart. But they came in on work visas, and they came in the legal way. When you bring in undocumented or illegal workers, you're taking the food out of the mouths and the ability to feed families from the poorest of Americans. And in that way, we build up a larger income disparity between the people who live here already. So if you're against income disparity in this country, don't support a system that further steals money from people who are at the lowest end of that spectrum. Don't tell me that they won't work those jobs. The reason they won't work those jobs is because they're paying so low, because they can give those jobs to people who are here undocumented, so they don't have to pay a natural wage. You'd get a natural rise in minimum wage if you didn't have this steam valve of illegals taking those jobs, plus all the other systems that get weighed down by having illegals in the system. Look, I get people wanting to come to our country because of all we have here. It's a great thing what we have here, and I want to extend it to every country in the world. I would love for Mexico to not have a corrupt government and to have a constitutional republic. I I feel like it's going to be more valuable to them for them to gain their own independence and their own constitutional republic rather than us go intervening and force it upon them, which I don't think we'd ever do. And I don't think that's the right way to do it anyways. But having a steam valve that allows people in these countries, not just Mexico, but anything south of our border, having us be a steam valve further allows their entrenched corrupt governments to stay in power by not giving them enough incentive to stay there and fix the system that's broken. I would also say that we've probably intervened in a way to keep those corrupt governments in power. If you look at Manuel Noriega and the way that we trained him in our School of Americas, I mean, it's a whole thing's a big bundle of mess. And I'll go on a rant if I'm not too careful. I guess the important thing is think a little bit about like the people who are trying to feed their kids, who have come here illegally, for low skill or low paid jobs, or just the guys and the women who are trying to feed their family, by working minimum wage jobs, and all of a sudden that job can go to some undocumented worker, and then they're further, or at least at those undocumented workers suppress the salary that Americans could have gotten. It is not a good thing for the income disparity that we're also upset about, and I don't mean to make a silly face about that. Whew. All right, listen, rant over. Again, put the videos in there, and let's fingers crossed. This is going to be a long election season. I don't relish the idea of coming to loggerheads or being opposed to people that I care about and I like, my neighbors and my friends who don't see things the same way that I do. And I'm not asking you to see the same things that I do. I would ask you that you respect the point of views of everybody around. I don't sit there and call. I don't call. Some shows I listen to on occasion will really hurl insults at liberals. I don't do that. I don't think that's right. I think that I don't think that and some of them are going so far as to say, listen, if we don't fight dirty, they're going to continue to walk all over us. I don't think my friends don't fight dirty. They maybe don't have the same information I have, so I would call them not as informed as me, or informed differently than I am. And I think that if they delve a little bit deeper and get over this cult of personality, anti-cult of personality that they have, they would see things like the stopping of sex trafficking and the peace that's broken out in North Korea. And again, if we get peace to break out in Iran, which I truly think that the playbook that he used with North Korea, where the pressure was ratcheted up and all this vitriol was raised about, and everyone's going, oh no, we're going to war with North Korea. This is it. The same script that's being used in Iran right now, and then all of a sudden, bam, the switch will get flipped, and Iran will say, let's talk, and it'll be a wonderful thing. And if that happens, I would defy anybody to argue with me that this wasn't a great administration that brought peace to us. I mean, my fingers are crossed for many reasons. I don't care if he's good or bad. I just want us to not go to war with anybody else. We just want peace to break out throughout the world. Maybe even more important, it's not just that we don't go to war, it's that the whole world doesn't go to war with anybody else. So we just calm tensions down and get people to get along with each other, because it's so much more prosperous as a species if we just get along with each other as opposed to fighting wars with each other. This has been a very long video, and I haven't even taken a breath yet. There's my breath. Smell the big flower. Blow out the candles. That's what we teach the kids. Big flower. Blow out the candles. All right. Be good.